All right. Time now is some 7:33 a.m. in the morning on December 20th. Um, yes. I slept from 11 p.m. ish to 6 a.m. ish. Um, yeah. So 7 hours. Naturally woke up. I don't know if I naturally woke up or did I wake up because it's hot. And I know it's like 52 degrees Fahrenheit outside. Oh, so you decided to turn on now. Fuck. But yeah, I don't know. I don't want a repeat of the last apartment where it's the right temperature for me, but it's too cold for them. Um, so I don't know. And also so I woke up at around 6 and I went outside to change the AC. At first I was like, okay, I'm just gonna endure it. I'm just gonna I'm just gonna stand it. But I can't. I just can't fall back asleep. Oh fuck me. Um, and then I went outside to switch the AC from heating mode. So it was heating mode to heat cold. Um, and then it still didn't work. I don't know how it works. So I went back to bed and then I went out again. So it says 70 heat, 75 cold. So I think what that means is the range of ideal temperature is between 70 and 75 Fahrenheit. If it's more than 75 degrees, it'll cool down. If it's less than 70 degrees, it'll heat up. Um so I went out again and I made the range smaller, so it's 70 to 72. I went back to bed and I still couldn't fall asleep. And around 7 a.m., people started waking up. And it's crazy because when I went outside to change the AC, all three freaking doors, either I'm crazy or, you know, maybe this is just a lighting issue, but all three of my roommates' doors are lit, which means that they're already awake. Either they're still awake from last night or they woke up even earlier than I did. Either way, I don't know. If it still keeps being like that in the future, I'm going to have a bit of a problem. Um, but yeah, I'm fully awake now, and it's 7 hours, and it's not enough. But I'm not that sleepy now. But I don't know, my sleep is fucked. Last time I returned to LA, my sleep was great. I slept 9 hours a day. But right now, I for some reason I just can't, and my acne is coming back, which is great. I don't really know why I'm having acne. I think A, not enough sleep, but also B, maybe it's something to do with the alcohol sprays. Um, it's just one, so I can, ignore this. But anyways, today's plans, not much. Um, I low-key want to stay at home the whole day. I low-key want to do that. Um, but, yeah, regardless, I'm going to set up the table and set up the boxes and, continue setting up my room. Right now it looks like this. Still a ginormous mess, but already a huge improvement, I think. I think if I set up the table and I have that table going, that's another surface area. I think it'll be great. Also, this box is already emptied out. Um, yeah. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it for today. If I do have time, I will consider maybe going to USC, go to the International Student Office, and talk to them, and maybe print my I-20 in a CVS, or maybe the USC library, but I don't know. It's scary. Maybe I should. Maybe I should go in and just try. Um, but yeah. It's still crazy that I'm a USC student now. I'm a Trojan. It's still crazy. Um, it's crazy to think about that. Um, because it's such a big place, and you know, for my secondary school, that school is mine. For my college, it's like, yeah, a bit. And then for USC, it's like saying you're part of USC is like saying you're part of a country. It's not gonna mean that much. Um, but I really hope that I would exploit the living shit out of USC. And yeah, I'm going to. I last night I went to Discord and I went to my short film server and I said, "Hey, I'm Enoch. I'm the writer director. Um, you know, and then self intro if you want." And then no one responded. Of course, fuck me. Um, so I don't know. It's so awkward. I have no idea what I'm doing. I've never handled a big crew in short film before, and that's why I need Benny to help me do that. Um, because I can't. I fucking can't. Um, Also, I don't know where my other glass cup is. I have my one glass cup from before for drinking water. I should have another one, and I don't know where it is. I have no idea where it is. So, yeah, that's great. Why are they awake? It's 7:30. Normally, you don't wake up this early. I don't know why. Okay. Oh. Okay. Alright, time now is 3:35. My tongue is really hurting. Really fucking bad. Um and yeah, I've been staying at home the whole day today. For 9 hours already. So here's the thing. I'm not going to USC today. I'm not going to USC, and I don't think I'm gonna go out. Even if I go, I'm gonna go for Food for Less, which is very nearby. But yeah, I don't think. I don't know. I'm just too tired. I still want to set up my room, and I'm already feeling sleepy right now. I just had a phone call with Thomas. Probably a bad idea because now my tongue hurts. Oh, I made myself lunch, which felt terrible. I'm cooking again. I'm getting my pan out. I'm washing my pan the same way. I'm using the same bowls. I'm using the same cups. I'm using their fork and their knife, which I feel bad about. But everything else, the peanut butter, the eggs, it's all over again. It's happening again. And it's my tongue. Fuck. It's not a lot has changed. Not a lot has changed. Um it's like I never left. Um Fuck, it hurts so much. I don't want to speak anymore. I went into the OIS again. Had a Zoom meeting with them again. So that's something. I definitely have to go to Mexico. I definitely have to go to Mexico, and um, yeah. Thomas is asking someone to accompany me to Mexico because the San Diego Mexico border is very dangerous. So if I go alone as a random Asian kid, I don't know, not a great idea. So it'll be better if someone can accompany me. Um, but I need to go ASAP because I need to get my I-94 immediately, because sending my I-94 and my I-20 to Washington, D.C. takes time. And, yeah, that's all. Fuck. Yeah. I'm tired. I'm gonna rebuild my table. Hopefully clear out a couple more boxes. I do think I'll have to leave some boxes behind though. So, okay. This cabinet, I'll move it here. New table, it'll be right here. Right? And then I'll place some boxes over here. And then maybe some luggage over here. And that's it. Yeah. I need surface area. That's what I need. I need surface area. Yeah. So I'll figure it out. But yeah, that's it for today. Oh my god. This screw? Not even possible. Not even possible. Oh my fucking god. This is the most complicated move I've ever done. I don't know how to arrange these two tables because the space is too small. I tried L shape like this. Doesn't work. Considering that I want to use my computer here. If this is all the way in, then I won't have the space here. If this is all the way in, I can't pull it out and do a review there. And I don't even want to do a review there. I want to do a review here. So now my plan is to do one here, one there, and with enough space in the middle so that I can place boxes there. Holy shit, this is scary. Fuck. It rained earlier today. Okay. Oh man. Okay. Time now is 9:03 p.m. Not a lot happened today, but I'm glad that not a lot happened today. Mostly spent my time in my room. I spent 2 hours from, I think, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. moving stuff. I just moved all the boxes are done. I still have 4 boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4. But all the other boxes are completely dismantled, which is great. I also constructed my table, reconstructed my table, set it here, set my other table here. Very. I probably burned 900 calories doing this. It's crazy, but now I have so much shit on this table and so much shit here. It's honestly still a mess. I honestly still need to take some time out to clear it when I can. But it's a great step forward, so there's that. It's still too small, and I don't know if another cabinet would help or not, because it's already completely full, like completely. I barely have space for my own backpack, for fuck's sakes. I barely have space for 2 luggages. I can only put it here so that I have space to open that closet and I have space to open this door. My tongue is getting worse and worse. I don't think I can film reviews or any YouTube videos in the next 3 days or so. Not until this thing starts healing. So I need to postpone all my year-end lists. And I still have the Discord call Michelle later. Another thing is I went to Food for Less, which is about 5-6 minutes away, very close by. And it's basically like Ralph's. It's the same as Ralph's. They sell the same things, the same prices, just a lot colder. A lot, by colder I mean like dead, like a lot dead, a lot more dead, a lot more sad, and mainly for Latinos. Some black people go there as well. It's funny, when I was queuing up, there's a Latina woman, a little bit fat. She turned around and spoke to me in Spanish, because I guess I looked Latino, with the mustache, and you know. But I'm not, I ain't Latino, I'm not one. But that's kind of funny. But yeah. I still need to go to Mexico as soon as possible. Thomas is going to ask some of his friends and his ex-roommate Pablo to see if they can accompany me to San Diego, because if I go alone, it's not a good idea. I don't think it will be. But yeah, I'm probably gonna sweep the floor tomorrow. It's very fucking dirty, but I'll live another day. Yeah, and while I was walking home from Food for Less, it was raining, but it's funny because back in January last year, I remember raining after going to Trader Joe's and I was freaking out, but now, when it rains, I just put my hoodie on and I just keep walking. I just don't care anymore. Because this is fucking survival. This is war, baby. This is war. I don't care anymore. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Fuck. My tongue, man. Fuck me. And yeah, my 2 Blu-rays still haven't arrived. So, that's that. And I think I'll go to watch Dream Scenario tomorrow. I don't know if Michelle will go with me or not. I asked her. And yeah, Yelin sent me a message about... She made a whole lookbook for my short film. Which is fucking insane. That has never happened to me before. So I guess I have to do the short film. I was having second thoughts this morning, and I told Cliff that I was having second thoughts, and Cliff was like, "No, do the short film. It'll be a fun winter project." And then I told Benny that, and at first Benny ignored my text, and then I texted Benny again during dinner. I was like, "Hey yo," and then Benny's like, "Okay, so do you have a location?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sorta." And Benny's like, "Okay, then, you know, I'll help you." But I'm just scared because on Discord, no one's reading. No one's texting in my short film Discord server. I feel like I don't know. I'm so scared I'm going to disappoint everyone. But then again, self-doubt is a natural part of a short film production. Like, I always second guess myself. Every time I make a short film, I'm like, okay, I gotta give up. So I don't know. Yeah, I cooked myself dinner. Finally, the first time actually cooking. I made broccoli. I made pasta with beef. It tastes terrible. But everything's the same again. Like, the way I wash my pans and plates, the way I hang them, The way I even set up my table, my phone on the left side, my water on the right side, everything the same all over again. Nothing has changed, which is bad. I hope it does change at some point. I hope I can recreate Hong Kong food by myself with my friend's help perhaps sometime in the future. I hope I can get a job so that I can spend more money so that I can eat better. Because if I keep living like this, I'll lose weight extremely fast. But first thing first, tongue, and then Mexico. All right. Time now is 11:59 a.m. on December 21st. I slept from 1:30 a.m. till 11:30. Wow, I haven't slept this much since a long time ago. Wow. When's the last time I slept this much? When? It was before the short film. The short film was December 10th. So it's gotta be somewhere in early December. And I'm really happy. So at 1:30 I went to bed, which is already really late. I wish I slept earlier. And I woke up naturally at 7:30. Maybe it's because of the AC. When the AC is off and it's too hot, I naturally wake up. So I went outside and I turned on the AC to cold, so that it would be colder for me. And it didn't fucking work. I didn't fall asleep. From 7:30, I just laid on my bed, rolled around it until 8:30-ish. Couldn't fall asleep. And there was a moment where I legit thought, you know what, fuck it. I'm gonna get out of bed. I'm gonna wake up and just, it's fine. I'll survive. But every time I plan on getting out of bed, I'm like, you know what, let's just stay on the bed a little longer. Let's just a little longer. And then somehow I fell back asleep and straight up woke up at 11:30. So this is 10 hours minus the 1 hour in the middle of being awake, wide awake. This is 9 hours of sleep. Exactly how much I needed for me to naturally wake up. It's always 9 hours. So yeah, that's crazy. I feel really tired now, actually, because again, this is 9 hours of sleep and it's great, but it's totally in the wrong time. Like 11 a.m. or right now it's like at noon. It's actually 4 a.m. in the morning in Hong Kong, so I should be going to bed now. So yeah, I feel like I'll go to bed earlier tonight. I should though, because when I go to Mexico, I need to wake up early. When I go to USC, I need to wake up early, like every day. So, I should really develop a habit of sleeping earlier. But yeah, at least I broke the mold, and now I've slept a lot, so I'm happy about that. Yesterday I barely reached 2,000 calories, barely. It's really tough for me to reach 2,000 calories because again, now I'm taking care of all the food I'm consuming, and in Hong Kong, I show up in my apartment. There's food just magically there waiting for me, which is great, and I don't have to be worried because my helper goes out and buys food a lot as well, especially for breakfast. You know, there's chicken pie, there's chocolate bread, there's croissant. Where the fuck do I find these things? So if I can find a bakery somewhere nearby, which I don't know if that's even possible, I should yeah. Maybe there's a bakery in USC. That would be really nice, wouldn't it? Croissant for breakfast. I should eat fruits. All sorts of fruits. Watermelons, mangoes, guava, strawberries, blueberries. I should brew soup. Make noodles out of them. I should have different kinds of noodles. Wide noodles, thin noodles. I don't know. I just really wish I had Asian roommates. Last night, Vanessa, the roommate, was laying on the couch watching TV, Netflix, and it was like around midnight, and I went out and I was like, hey, by the way, I asked her a couple questions. I was like, hey, are those plates yours? I wanted to clarify to her that, I'm adding my own plates to the collection now. Second is, I'm about to go to bed, so can you turn the volume down? And she's like, sure. And then a little bit later it came out and I was like, can I make the AC colder? Yeah. I also texted an actress last night. I think she read my texts, but she didn't respond at all. So I'm just gonna wait patiently. I still need to text Natalie. I want to text Natalie. I need to text Carly. And today at around 4 p.m. ish, I'm going to go out and meet Michelle, my first hangout. So and I'm gonna watch Dream Scenario, and hopefully my tongue heals. Right now, it doesn't feel as painful as last night, but I know it's gonna get worse tonight. It always does. But hopefully, in about 2 to 3 days, it heals. Hopefully, because if not, I'm gonna fucking flip out. But yeah, and today I think I'm gonna sweep the floor. I'm gonna mop the floor. Yeah, it's so nice that I can, look at the clock immediately after I woke up. But right now the issue is, if I want to film a review, and I want to use that wall to film a review, I need to pull this table back. Because I don't want to film a review where there's a lot of space behind me, because it's bad for audio quality, and also it's just not going to look as good. But if I pull this table back, then this table is in the way. It's not in the way, but I can't enter through the, I can't go there because this table is blocking me. So, unless I push this one even further that way, which is my plan now, which I think is possible. It's not impossible. Yeah, it'll take some work. Alright, lunch is ready. I'm trying something a little different. So we have rice and chicken tikka masala from Target, but also steamed carrots. Yeah. Oh my god, this is so... Oh my god. Walk into the bus stop. Literally the ghettos. Fuck.
After minutes.
Perfect. Awesome.
Hello.
Can I please do a small
Okay, so time now is 11:38 p.m. Probably the most interesting day since my return thus far. So didn't do much this morning. I woke up at 11. I should go to bed earlier though. You know, I really should. But yeah, went to see Michelle. So, whew. So took 2 bus rides, about an hour long, but it didn't feel that long for some reason. It just went by. I'm just there thinking to myself, holy shit, this is the first time I've taken a bus in round 4. It's the same thing all over again, you know. Paying with money, sitting at the back, pressing the bell, listening to music, sitting alone. It's the same thing all over again. And I'm back again. It's actually crazy. Yeah, and then I was early actually. Refreshing. I was early and I had to wait for her for like 20 minutes. So I just walked around. So I was at Beverly Hills, but it is like in the middle of nowhere. It's just a gigantic street with big buildings at both sides. Oh my god. And yeah, and then I went to CVS and I walked around and I was just chilling around, and then Michelle finally showed up, and then we walked to the cinema, and then we walked around because we still have half an hour to spare. You know, if it wasn't nighttime, if it was daytime, it would have felt better. B, if that place was more walkable and more interesting, it would have been better. Like we could have went for a spot to get something. I know we could get boba together. Or we could just go somewhere. But at the end, we didn't go anywhere, and we went back to CVS to buy some snacks so that we can sneak them into the theater. And that's pretty much it. We watched the movie. It was really good. I'm happy I saw it. I'm gonna review it tomorrow, I think. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So today's pretty interesting in terms of texting people. So first of all, seeing Michelle again for the first time in round 4 is kind of cool. Um, Again, it was a little awkward at first because it's like, oh my god, I'm back in LA and I'm seeing people again. And also, this is the first hangout in round four, where I have to speak English all the way. Unlike with D or with Jonah. But before getting onto the bus, there are some stuff. So last night, I talked to. That is not an insect, thank God. Last night, I spoke with Elin and talked to her about possibly watching Poor Things together. And then, this morning, I'm like, fuck it. So I texted Ken. I DM'd Ken asking him if he's interested in watching Poor Things. And he's like, no, is it good? And I'm like, I haven't seen it yet. So I told him, why not watch it with Elin and Cliff? And he's like, yeah, sure. So, he's like totally down. I'm kind of worried that Ken and Elin teaming up is gonna be like oil and water, because Ken is a really cool, chill person, and Elin is really hot-blooded, really warm, really friendly, very active. And I'm scared that they will conflict each other, but I hope that's not the case. So Ken said he's only free on Saturday or January 2nd. And then after January 2nd, he's gonna leave. Or more like, after Saturday, he's gonna leave. And then he returns to LA on January 2nd. Elin will also leave, and come back to LA around January 3rd. So, damn. And I want to watch the movie before the year ends. So, I asked Elin if Saturday is okay, and Elin's like, yep. And I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm really happy about that. I'm just waiting for Cliff to respond. So I really, really, really hope Cliff is free on Saturday. If he's not, my plan is ruined. I don't know. And it's sad. Like, I could have just gone to the theaters and watched it myself. But now that I've talked to people about it, I can't just go and watch myself now. Because I have obligations now. I have a responsibility now. That's one thing. Second thing was the actress. She didn't respond to me all day in the morning, so I texted her again and I said, oh, by the way, the main actor will be Glenn Wong from Anywhere the Wind Blows, so please let me know if you're interested. And that's it. And then I also made an Instagram story, and this is my final resort. So Thomas, throughout the entire morning, Thomas helped me. Thank him, by the way. Throughout the entire morning, Thomas asked his ex-roommate Pablo and some other people, asking them if they are free to help me travel to Mexico. And according to Thomas, all of them are busy or out of town. And Pablo told Thomas to tell me that, you know, as long as you don't wander around into the dangerous parts, as long as you follow the line, it should be fine. But still, it would be better if someone goes with me. It would still be better. So I made an Instagram story. Essentially saying, I need help. Who wants to follow me to Mexico for one day? If I don't do that, I may get deported, but I also don't want to get kidnapped. After that, and at first I really don't want to make an Instagram story. I made the Instagram story, deleted it, I made another one, because I thought I look silly. I look like I'm begging people for help. But a lot of people responded to my Instagram story. So I was originally thinking I should immediately DM Jonathan before making the Instagram story, because Jonathan's Latino. So, obviously, like, it's very stereotypical and it's very silly, but he may have he himself, or maybe he has friends who will go back to Mexico, or will travel to Mexico over Christmas, and maybe I can accompany them. But yeah, Jonathan immediately saw my Instagram story and DM'd me, and was like, when do you want to go? And I'm like, I don't know, as soon as possible. And he's like, okay. So do you have to stay overnight? And I'm like, no, it's just I can just go in and out 5 minutes. And then he's like, okay, let me check. And then a while later he went back to me saying, oh, sorry, my passport is invalid. I don't think I can help you. But still, that's crazy. And then Kiara DM'd me. Obviously, she can't help. Rachel, the other Hong Konger, DM'd me asking me what's going on. And then Leslie DM'd me. What the fuck are you doing, girl? What the fuck? So Leslie DM'd me saying, oh, I'm going to San Diego too. And I'm like, oh, when? And she's like, oh, from the 24th to the 29th, and I'll be going with a roommate. So if you want to come down here and stay overnight, I can talk to my roommate about it. We're renting an Airbnb. And I'm like, okay. She has many tricks up her sleeves, huh? Now, maybe Leslie really DM'd me this out of kindness, but honestly, from what I can tell, this just feels like a trap. Like, come on. She is a trickster. She plays around with boys and she treats them like toys. And I know how she works now. I know her now. So, and it's crazy. I mean, okay, of course, if the events between May and June never happened, I would fucking love to go to San Diego with her and just hang out with her overnight in an Airbnb with her. Like that's a recipe for greatness. But no, after what she's done to me, after the wound that she's inflicted on me, I'm sorry, but that's a no. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but I can't. I don't trust you anymore. I'm not gonna be a fool. I'm not gonna be a desperate, needy fool. I'm not gonna be that, okay? Just because a girl I used to like is offering me this. No, I'm sorry. I won't fall for your traps. I won't fall for your tricks anymore. I'm sorry. So, thankfully, right before entering the cinema, or I think after, Benny DM'd me. Benny's like, me. Like, he didn't even ask me questions. He's like, me. And I'm like, really? Are you sure? Do you have a valid passport? And he's like, I don't know. I just need to find it. So, holy shit. Maybe Benny's going to accompany me. And this is, again, two birds, one stone, two birds. Because, two birds, one stone. Because not only will someone accompany me to Mexico, to and from, but also we get to talk. We get to talk and be friendly to each other, bond, because I want him to produce my short film. So we watched the movie. After the movie ends, the actress texted me back saying yes. Fuck yes. Oh my god. So she said, yes, I'm interested. Here's my email. So, there we go. Boom. We got her. I think we got her. So that's great news. And yeah, Leslie texting me, it's like, I wouldn't say it's a bad thing. In fact, it's good that she still remembers me. A lot of people, like Mary, I don't think she remembers me anymore. But Leslie, she still does. And as much of a bitch she is, you know what? Thanks for the offer. Maybe in a parallel timeline, I and her would go to San Diego together. Just the two of us. Fuck off, roommate. And maybe we'll have a great time. It's like, yeah, as partners. But unfortunately, we live in a timeline where Enoch is constantly suffering. And that cannot happen. And we also, unfortunately, live on a timeline where you are manipulative, indecisive, mean person, and yeah, this is not gonna work out. So yeah, but Benny saying yes is huge. Cliff and Elin and Ken wanting to watch Poor Things and then watching it on Saturday is huge. the actress saying yes is huge. Lots of things went in my way today, and yeah, just suddenly I have hope for the future again. In the last yesterday and a couple days ago, I was a little empty. Like I went back to LA and it's almost like reset to zero. Like there's nobody here in downtown LA who's gonna hang out with me. I have to start from zero, and everything feels bland, and I'm lost, and I'm a loser, and I'm not making any progress. But then today, maybe not actually. Maybe I am making progress. Maybe I'll head to USC and then I'll immediately meet a bunch of Hong Kongers. I'll meet a lot of interesting people. I get to hang out with Glenn, who's going to be my actor. I get to hang out with Benny, who's going to be my producer. I get to hang out with Ken and Elin and Cliff, who will be my two PDs and one DP, respectively. And I'm making bonds and relationships with all my people and all my friends, and it's all going to work out somehow. And maybe USC will be very fun for me. Also, fun fact, Michelle's friend Lauren, as well as John L. and Allegro, they're all back in Hong Kong. They're all visiting Hong Kong right now. Hilarious. They all went to Hong Kong. I went to LA. Finally, I WhatsApp texted Natalie because I realized that I want to just be friends with her again. And doing that takes effort, and it's kind of awkward because I don't speak to her that much in the entirety of 2023. And she's obviously not interested in speaking to me, but that's all the more reasons why I should forcefully speak to her more. And in a normal context, that's messed up. A guy forcefully speaking to a girl, but that's something I needed to do. Even if I don't want to do it, I have to do it. It's a remedy for my sickness. So I told her about my Mexico situation, and she's just like, bro. And then I asked her, well, how about your interviews? Like, how did it go? And she said, bad. And I'm like, why? And she's like, I spoke too fast. And I'm like, you're still doing that? And she's like, yeah. It's just a tiny conversation, but, better than nothing. I just hope to regain relationship with Natalie, given how ancient our friendship was. I mean, ancient in the context of, I have Cliff now, I have Benny now, Thomas, I have Michelle, I have Tova and Naja, and it's great. But the Hong Kong friends, they're the OG ones that knew me. And before Zara, before Miriam, it's Leia. Before Leia, it's Natalie and Cedric. She's the absolute freaking OG. She knows me from beginning to end. I also know her from beginning to end. But yet, it's like we don't care about each other anymore. And I don't want that from happening. I don't want that happening. So yeah, there's that. So hopefully I get to go to Mexico as soon as possible. To be fair, if I go alone, it's not the end of the world. Because if I go alone, I could listen to music, I could write my own scripts on the way in the bus, I could just focus, it's good. But if I have Benny, it would be a lot more fun. But being alone has its merits, It's just going to be dangerous if I'm there. But yeah, it's still not confirmed. Benny has to find his passport. The thing is, Americans don't need their passports as much as non-Americans do, because Americans barely travel out of their country. But I do. My passport is important. It's always with me. Also, after the movie, I bought some stuff at CVS, and then I originally wanted to print something in CVS, and then Michelle was like, hey, by the way, in case you don't know this, you could have asked me to print this for you. So, after the movie, maybe I can take you to my home, and I'll print it for you. Instead, you're going to save so much money. And I'm like, oh yeah. And I was a little embarrassed because I didn't think that through, but I'm so used to being independent and alone that I didn't think of asking Michelle to print things for me. And Michelle asked me why, and I said, well, I just assumed you didn't have a printer. But I do know she has a printer because she printed all these photos on her wall. I'm just used to not having help. Same with the whole Mexico situation. I'm like, well, I guess I'll just have to go there myself, but actually I don't. And it's kind of crazy how, because of the relationships I've established in round 3, when I got back to LA, you know, people like Glenn, people like Michelle, Benny, Jonathan, Cliff, Yelin, Ken, they're all just there for me. Which is wild. That has never happened to me before. That has never happened to me before. Like, having a social infrastructure is just crazy. It's just absolutely insane. So, you know what? I ain't complaining. I ain't complaining. I have a person helping me with anything and everything. So, yeah. Anyhow, I mopped the floor, and right before that, I received, finally, my Memories of Murder Blu-ray, which is very awesome, and, yeah, you know, I kind of need to play it first, because there's a chance that the Blu-ray is corrupted, and I don't know where to play it. I'm guessing that some spots in USC have Blu-ray players that I can borrow. I don't know, though, but I need to do it within a month, so that, you know, yeah. So, yeah, but crazy. I was actually really excited to have my Memories of Murder Blu-ray. But yeah, cool day, good day, and Leslie can fuck off. I like that Leslie is like a small character in my mind. Like, I didn't completely erase her. She still symbolizes that insane, mentally broken, very aggressive, active girl that just occasionally shows up in conversations from time to time. She's like a little devil. She's like a little devil, you know. And I like that, you know. But I don't want to get close to her. I don't want to get close to her. I don't want to be involved in anything with her. I'm done with her. But it's good that she's not completely disappeared. And she probably doesn't care. She probably knows how hurt I was by her. But she probably doesn't care. And she doesn't even think this through because she's still kind of young. But yeah, that's today. I'm gonna sleep earlier. Alright, time now is 10:22 a.m. on December 22nd. I slept from 3 a.m. to 9:30. Yes, so last night, I don't know what the fuck's wrong with me last night, but I just didn't do anything, and I went to bed extremely late. 4 days into round 4, and I've already reverted back to my normal sleeping time. It's crazy. I don't know what's wrong with me. And the funny thing is, at 3 a.m. I wasn't even sleepy, because my jet lag is still a thing. But eventually I did go to bed at 3 a.m. and I was worried about the AC. I wanted to turn it on, and then of course somebody turns it off, and then it's hot, but I was able to go to bed anyways. I was able to fall asleep anyways. And then I naturally woke up at 9:30. 6.5 hours. And I don't want to go back to sleep. I don't want to fall asleep again. I want to keep myself tired so that I could sleep earlier again tonight. My sleep schedule is completely fucked anyways. But yeah, after I woke up 9:30, I wanted to stay in my bed a little longer. So I went outside and changed the AC again to 70 degrees, which is the normal temperature for me to go to bed. 69 and 70 is like the range for me. But for my roommates, maybe a little cold. For me, no, because I am just so good with cold, apparently, I guess. which is not true. So a while later, the AC changed to heating mode, and it's so extremely hot, I have to wake up. So that's that. At least I think my tongue is healing, so that's good. So today I think I'm just gonna spend the entire day in my bedroom. I'm gonna film reviews. I'm gonna clean up all this. I still need to find my nail trimmer, my nail clipper. I have no idea where it went. It's the second time it's been missing, and it's awesome. Maybe I'll do the laundry as well. Because some of the socks I wore a couple nights ago, because it was wet from the rain, and it fell through my shoes, and my shoes was very dirty. So my socks has like brown stains on it. So that's disgusting. I need to wash it. Yeah. Still no response from Cliff. I still really want to watch Poor Things tomorrow. So hopefully he answers. Ken is free, Elin is free. What are the chances? Please, please, please. Still planning to go to Mexico with Benny. Let's see if he can find his passport or not. If not, then I'll just go alone. Yeah, that's pretty much it. But yeah, overall, yeah, that's it for today. I have a huge calorie issue. I can feel myself losing weight. Despite the fact that I haven't weighed myself, I can feel myself losing weight extremely fast. And I have a huge food issue. Like, even if I eat a lot of food, it's not gonna be great. It's still gonna suffer. Like, LA has taught me how to dislike food, like eating. Because it becomes a chore. Because it becomes bland and boring. So I really need to figure something out in order to make my food more interesting. Last night I already tried to do something interesting with the steamed carrots, and also when I was cooking the green beans I added a little sesame oil. It was acts of desperation because I desperately wanted interesting food. I could imagine myself in Hong Kong right now. I could just go out to the living room and magically see a bowl of noodles with meatballs and choy sum and like green onions. I don't know what the fuck's going on outside. All my roommates entering and exiting their rooms again. Okay. But yeah, I desperately need to eat something interesting. I don't think I reached the 2,000 calorie mark yesterday. I just really desperately needed to eat something eat more, and eat better. And I also realized that in Hong Kong, or at least in the intermission, I eat outside a lot. And in LA, I eat outside way less, obviously. And I think it's okay. Of course, if I'm more financially stable, I would also eat outside more. I should really consider USC meal plans. Maybe they would be great. I don't know. that's pretty much it for today. I need to fall asleep earlier for real today. All right, time now is 9:45 p.m. Yeah, good, okay day. Today's an okay day. And yeah, I stayed at home the whole day, which is pretty nice. It's been a while since I've done that. And got to rest, which is really nice. But even so, I still had tons of stuff to do. Like, I filmed a couple reviews. I'm still planning to edit 2 more videos. I'm watching 4 episodes of anime plus a movie. I don't know if I'll make it. Plus, I did the laundry. But everything else today went really well. Cliff finally responded. It was rather suspenseful because I was waiting for Cliff to respond to me. I asked him yesterday at 4 p.m. if he's free tomorrow to watch Poor Things. And by tomorrow, I mean Saturday. So yesterday, it was 2 days later. And then I was waiting, and Ken was waiting, Elin was waiting. Turns out Cliff is free tomorrow, which is great. Heavens have aligned. The stars have aligned. And we get to watch Poor Things together. So I was talking to 3 people at once to find a common time between the 3 of us so that we could all watch it. So yeah, we decided to go for Century City at 2:30. For them, it's gonna be easy peasy because Cliff lives nearby, Ken lives nearby. I think, yes, Ken lives nearby. Elin, I don't know where she lives, but probably also nearby. I'm in fucking downtown LA right now. Like, come on. But it's okay. For the sake of Poor Things, I'm going to travel an hour. I mean, I traveled a whole ass hour and spent so much money to watch the Holy Mountain on 35mm. So this is no brainer, right? I can just take the bus. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm happy. I'm excited for tomorrow. Still no news from Benny. I'm still planning a day to go to Mexico. No, my brother, I thought he would be coming to LA to visit me, but I guess maybe not. Yeah, I don't know where my scissors went. I used my pair of scissors this morning and I remembered placing them in the kitchen and now it's kind of disappeared. So now not only is my nail trimmer gone, my scissors are also gone. But it's okay, I'm sure it'll turn up randomly in the future. In the meantime, I should prepare for my short film. Try to find a job at USC before even entering. Because that's usually how it goes, right? Maybe look at USC meal plans to save money. And yeah, and then Cliff also told me that Kiara is interested in joining as well, which would be very cool. Even better in numbers. 4 Asian young adults and 1 30-something-year-old Italian woman. Yeah. Yeah, Cliff has been busy yesterday with Victor, the Mexican, and Mexican-American, and Lewis, who is from the Netherlands, the JoJo fan, whom I've seen once, didn't even speak to him, or I did speak to him. And Cliff recently bought 7 prime lenses with $1,500, which is really cheap for 7 lenses. So, yeah, those, and he still hasn't bought the 6K yet, the Blackmagic 6K, but he's getting it, you know. So I'm pretty much secure when it comes to having the camera and the gear needed, aside from the C-stands and everything. If we get Justin P, then for sure we're getting all the gear. So we only need that. And the location, which I'm going to try to handle tomorrow morning, if it opens. If the restaurant opens. Yeah, I think it's going pretty well. I also did Thomas randomly called me in the middle of the day. So I spoke with him a little bit. But to be honest, it's not undoable. My short film is not undoable. It's gonna cost a little more, but it's no way in hell will it cost as much as Dreams of an Empty Street or Information Blackout. Information Blackout was like $2,700 US. It was 20K Hong Kong dollars. No way am I gonna spend that much. Okay, there's no fucking way. And given the amount of people willing to work with me, and the fact that I have the Glenn, the actor, and we're cool with each other, I think it's doable. It may actually happen. Might as well happen. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out what's different with my hair versus last time. There's not a lot of big difference. I do like that it's like flat now at the sides and not bulging out. But aside from that, it's actually not that different. I'm gonna shave tonight though. Alright, time now is 10:31. Ouch, my wrist hurts from doing that. 10:31 a.m. on December 23rd. Fuck me in the clitoris. I just wanted to say that. I slept from 3:10 a.m. to 9:30 or 8:30, somewhere in between. So yeah, another night of bad sleep. I don't know what's happening to me, but every single night I just manage to go to bed later and later and later. I just can't control it. Maybe it's because I'm giving myself too many things to do at night. Maybe it's because I'm having dinner later and later every day, but that needs to fucking change. Seriously. Also, again, just like the last few days at 3 a.m., I don't even feel sleepy. I did manage to fall asleep after a while, but it's like I don't even feel sleepy anymore. And then at around 8:30 or 9-ish this morning, I woke up because there's noise outside, and it's absolute. You can't hear any noise now, but like when I woke up, it was like a fucking party. Not party, but like it's crazy. It's like they're holding a carnival or something. I can hear vacuum noises, washing machine, drying machine, people talking, laughing, music, grass leaves blowing. Is that even? They're not even leaves, but like there's a lot of noises, drilling, banging. It's just non-stop, which is fucking insane. Because that used to never be a problem. Of course, it's not a problem in my own home in Hong Kong, but also in Sawtell, that's usually not that bad. So it's crazy, and both my roommates are awake, I think, and they're wide awake and they're doing things, and people upstairs, they're just screaming and yelling, like, what the fuck are you doing, man? Or what are you even doing? And then on top of that, there's no AC, which is so frustrating. Even though it's winter, I still feel hot, and I'm still wearing short sleeved shirts. And if it's hot, I can't fall asleep. I have to have it cold. So I tried to sneak outside to turn on the AC again, but there's people outside, and I want to avoid them. But then I'm like, you know what, fuck it, I need to go to bed. So I went outside, and it's Jesus, or Jesus, the Latino roommate, and I look like shit. My hair looks like a peacock, and I'm barely conscious, and I'm just trying to turn the AC on because I'm trying to get some fucking sleep for the first time. And he's like, "Oh, do you want it hot or cold?" And I'm like, "Cold," and he's like, "Well, you can just open the windows," and I'm like, "Yeah, I'll do that." So I don't even want to bother. I don't want to offend anybody. It's fine. So I went back to my room, opened my windows, and the moment I opened the windows, shit starts happening outside. People are skateboarding and banging and clanging, and I just stood here with my pajamas looking like an idiot. surely opening the windows will help. And I'm like, fine, fuck it. So I rolled down the curtains and closed the windows again, and I got so fucking angry. I started kicking the bed frame, and then like I just raged. First thing in the morning, anger and rage, my favorite. And at that point, my heart rate was really high, and there's no way in hell can I fall back asleep anyways. So that's it. Fuck it. I'm gonna wake up. I don't know. And right before I woke up, I I think in my dream, I dreamt of a solution. Maybe I should just buy a portable AC? But then I woke up and then I realized, oh yeah, that was just a dream. It's not a realistic solution. And by dream, I mean actual dream. Like in the dream, I actually bought a portable AC and then put it up there or something. But it's not a viable solution because it's going to cost me a lot of power and money. The real viable solution, I figured it out. Melatonin pills. So yeah, I hope I don't abuse melatonin pills in the next few years, but I feel like I'll be needing it a lot. Because I'm a light sleeper. It's a me problem, actually. Like, honestly, right now it's cold. There's no AC on, and I feel kind of cold. The thing is, I can't sleep easily. I'm an extremely light sleeper. A little bit of noise, a little bit of movement, and I'm fucking wide awake. So I can't do that. So I need melatonin pills for God's sakes. And again, I hope I don't turn into a drug abuser in the next 3 years, but trust me, I need this. I need melatonin pills. So let's work on that. Yeah, and then I still can't find my scissors. Don't know where the fuck did it go. I love it when objects just mysteriously disappear. I still can't find my nail trimmer. It's probably in my luggage somewhere. And then yeah, and I wanted to sleep more on a regular day. See, it's banging again. It's like the fucking Big Bang. Yeah, it's okay. So, yeah, normally I would be okay if I sleep less, but today it's a big day because I am going to see Cliff, Elin, Ken, and possibly Kiara. And watch Poor Things in Century City. We're entering enemy territory by going back to West LA. Not real enemy territory, but one of my enemies is there currently, or maybe two of my enemies is there. But yeah, it's a big day. I'm gonna shave. I'm gonna trim my nails and everything. And I want to just be wide awake for that, but I just can't. So yeah, melatonin pills. B, I need to sleep earlier. Everyone's wide awake at 9 a.m. and nobody here has an awareness that somebody else in the apartment is asleep. I guess it's because we're not blood related. If it's my mom who's living here, she's gonna be like, okay, let's get quiet because my son is sleeping, but my mom isn't here. So I need to sleep earlier now. But yeah, melatonin pills for sure. I relied on it back in 2019. I think I'll rely on it again now. So, another thing is food. Like, what the fuck am I gonna do? I'm gonna run out of food so fast. I just finished 2 chicken thighs. I have 1 meal worth of beef, and then I have 2 chicken thighs left, and that's all the meat. So then 2 more meals, and then I'm done. And I barely have any meat, which is so frustrating and whack and stupid, and I don't fucking know. I think I'm gonna order on Wii. I think that's the best bet because like back then, at least there's an Asia market, and I can buy like green tea bun or like sausage bun or whatever, which is quite nice. Bring those back. But there isn't, so I think Wii is my best bet. H Mart is still far away, actually. Like, if I want to take a bus to Koreatown, it'll be like half an hour or something. Unless somebody's driving. So Wii is my best bet. This is going to be a bit of a lifesaver, perhaps. And yeah, still thinking of when to go to Mexico. I even screamed onto my pillow. I was like, and I want to do something for Christmas. I think it's the first time I've ever really um passed through Christmas alone. And, in an ideal world, maybe I would be with someone I like romantically. But it's not so ideal. Let's at least, like, be with friends. Let's at least be festive a little bit and not just sulk in the room like a loser. Um, yeah. Yeah. It's crazy how I orchestrated this whole Poor Things meeting. Like, I usually wait for other people to do things for me. Like, invite me to movies and invite me to hangouts and whatever. God, my hair is so bad. I look like a mushroom cap. I usually let people invite me because I'm not, like, powerful or cool enough to invite other people. But I guess I just had to do it myself. Which is cool. Again, I'm the director. I should be the one taking initiative and all that shit. Fuck me in the clitoris. I still need to find my scissors. I need to go to Wii. I need to buy food. I need food. I need food. What the hell am I eating for breakfast? What the hell am I eating for lunch? Just thinking about that just hurts my brain. It's just like living in LA is just like a battle of the mind and the soul. Like, what the fuck? Why is everything so difficult? Sleeping, eating, breathing air. Why is everything so difficult? Why do you have to make it so difficult for me? I don't get it. And why do other people have it so easy? Oh yeah, I'm just gonna wake up and breathe some oxygen. Like, fuck you. I want to breathe oxygen. I mean, breathing oxygen is easy for me, but sleeping and eating, drinking water. For a while, when I was living in that Jewish Airbnb, drinking water was tough. I have to buy a $23 cheap ass plastic water filter just to drink some okay water. Maybe it's the water that's making my acne go bad. I don't know. It's just, everything sucks here, actually. Literal psychological battle. So, yeah. Where are my scissors? Where? I searched everywhere. I thought it's in the kitchen, and it's not in the kitchen. I went into my room to check it, and it's not in my room. Where the hell did I take it? Did one of my roommates take it and use it as a weapon in case I go feral so that they can stab me with my own scissors or something? Like, what the fuck? I don't know. Everything sucks. Actually, I actually hate this place with a passion. Like LA in general, and I hope nobody hears that, so that there isn't a middle-aged white woman kicking me out of the house again. So let's not do that. Fuck.
And I was like,
Delighted.
Kitchen.
$16, and I was like, 16 for this outfit.
Alright, time now is 11:40 p.m. Today is quite intriguing, because it started off terrible. I was insanely furious this morning, and I'm really fucking mad. And I'm still serious about getting melatonin pills. I am. I will sleep earlier. I think that is the best solution I can have right now. But I will get melatonin pills. I need them, okay? Especially for USC, the fact that I have classes Monday to Friday, even though Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday is literally the same class. But yeah. And, I was on a bit of a time crunch. I set my alarm to 10 p.m. because I had to leave my place at 1:15 so that I can take a whole hour's bus to Century City. But because I was so mad and so emotionally charged this morning, I need to cool it off. So to cool it off, I listened to music. And I listened to music on my laptop, and I just listened to more and more and more, and I just sort of lost track of time. And then I snapped out of it, and it was already 12:40, and I'm like, fuck, 35 minutes, I need to get out of here. So I did what I had to do. I filmed anime review. You know, I was gonna call the restaurant. I was gonna reenact my short film script. Didn't have time. I was gonna trim my nails and shave, but I don't even have the time for that. I was gonna edit my anime review. Didn't even have time for that. Fuck everything. Fine, I'll do the anime review first. So I was gonna take my phone, this one, and I was grabbing it. Turns out I was charging it with my black line, with my black cable, and when I pulled it, the phone I'm holding right now fell down again the second time, and the crack on the top right of the screen was even more pronounced. What the fuck? Now my mood is bad again. So I got mad, and now my new objective is to stick a screen protector first. Stick a layer of glass on my phone screen first, because now it's just gonna keep falling. And thank God I did, because my phone fell again in the cinema. They're turning on the AC now. That's crazy. I thought you guys hate AC. Okay. Yeah, so I filmed a review, and then I looked at my phone. I went to Transit app, and I looked at, getting to Century City Mall. What the fuck? So it was 1:15. It was 1:20, and I was already too late. It was already too late, and I'm going to arrive at 2:40 something. So this is fucked up. I'm the one who has all 4 of the tickets. I don't want to be late. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. Fine. I'll just call an Uber. It's going to be a waste of money, but at this point, who fucking cares? So I'm already mad. Everything's already ruined. Might as well. So now I have a little more time to shave, and that's it. I have time to shave. I called an Uber. The Uber, I thought I have to wait a little more, but no, the Uber showed up in 1 minute. Took an Uber from 2:45 till 1:05-ish. I arrived. 20 minutes. Boom, I'm already there. Oh, to have a car. So I'm already there, and I listened to music, walked around, and then Cliff, Elin, and Ken showed up. And it's a little weird seeing them. Again, it's been a while since I've seen them. I think it's been almost 4 months since I've seen them. Yeah, almost 4 months. I mean, last I saw Cliff and Elin was, September 9th, my final day of class. And then last I saw Ken was September 7th, my birthday, I think. Yeah, for film 33. For their 33. So it's been nearly 4 months. It's a little weird. And I was so self-conscious as well, because I'm wearing old shirts. I'm not wearing anything new. My haircut isn't that different from before. My physique, while I have grown fatter and I've worked out, it's not that obvious that I have worked out. It's not that obvious, right? And I'm kind of self-conscious because Pink commented on how my neck sort of leans forward and how I always have like hunched back. And I'm like, I don't want to look awkward again. And the more self-conscious I am, the more awkward I am. So they arrived, and I truly have no idea what to say. I'm like, oh, hey. And like every line that comes out of me, I'm like Michael Cera. I was basically Michael Cera today. And it doesn't help that I had a bad mood this morning. If I had a good mood this morning, I think I would have acted way more confident the whole day. But I was so awkward today. I was so incredibly awkward. And yeah, Cliff, Elin, Ken, they still look like themselves. So we entered the cinema, and then I You know, I could have just showed the bouncer my QR code and we would have gotten. But I like collecting physical tickets, so I waited in line for a while to collect the physical tickets. I finally got the tickets. We went into the theaters and we entered the house 13. Elin went to the bathroom. I'm like, okay, we have plenty of time. It's 25 minutes of trailers. We have plenty of time. We went into the cinema, and turns out they're already playing Poor Things. It's already started, which is really weird. I'm like, what the fuck? So we sat down. I booked seats K11 to K14. But for some reason, somebody's already sitting at K14. And so something's off. Why is the movie already started? And it didn't feel like the movie's beginning. Maybe it's the projectionist. Maybe the projectionist forgot to play the trailers. I don't know. Something's off. So I took out my tickets and looked again. It looks fine. It's house 13. I'm not in the wrong house. It's 2:30 p.m. What's wrong? And then the movie fucking ended in 20 minutes, and I'm like, okay, what now? And I was like, fuck, I knew it. Something's wrong. And then Cliff laughed. Ken was like laughing as well. And I just feel really bad. I'm embarrassed. This is my reunion. This is my first appearance. Like, if you don't count Michelle, this is my first re-entrance in Santa Monica. This is why I had to shave. Like, in front of Michelle, I don't have to, because it's just a very personal meeting. But this, I kind of have to. Yeah, now I'm embarrassed. So, turns out the tickets are for Sunday, 2:30 p.m., and not today, which is Saturday. What the fuck? How? I double checked, triple checked, and I thought it's Saturday, but no, it's Sunday. I'm fucked. Anyways. So, fine. We then went to, I checked online. Turns out today we still have a screening at 3:45 p.m. and we're still getting the same discount. So, great. It's salvageable. So I went downstairs. I went to one of the AMC staff, and I was like, "Hey, can we exchange it? I messed up." And he's like, "Sure." So I ended up buying a slightly cheaper ticket because we're buying it on the spot and not like through online. So that's better. And I was refunded, so that's nice. So, and all for the better, because now all of us can have a little time to talk. And it's weird too, when I told Ken and Elin and Cliff that it's today 2:30, none of them decided to check and be like, hey, today is not 2:30. Like, it's like nobody knew. It's like Mandela effect in real time. Okay, anyways, so it's cool because now we get to just like talk a little bit first. So us four, we went out to the AMC theaters and we walked around in the Century City Mall. And again, I'm still Michael Cera. I'm still really awkward. I and Elin are not that close. She's really friendly, but we're not even that close. Ken is fine, but I'm not that close with Ken. You know, I'm not that super close with Ken. I'm fine with Cliff, but Cliff isn't like the kind of person who I would talk deep talk to, you know. So I don't know, but it's just kind of crazy how Cliff is my DP and Ken and Elin are the PDs and the gang is here. There's the team is here. 4 Asian young adults trapped in some mall in West LA because why not? So we walked and we went into the Lego store because Ken wanted to look at Legos, but anyways, we just talked and we talked a little bit about Passed Over and Ken and Cliff's Film 33 experience, and it's pretty interesting. So coming from them, they got kicked out by the house on the final Sunday, on day 4, which is the final day of the first week. It's 8 days. 1, 2, 3, 4 is like the first section. They got kicked out on Sunday. They had to get their equipment and leave the house, but they could overhear what's going on in the house. The two house owners were yelling at Drew, and Ken could hear them push Drew, and Drew fell down or something. It's crazy. And then the house owners sent everyone a printed out manifesto, 2 pages, that basically points out, this is not a student film, this is Cuchillo's film, which is actually true. And then they also point out how they wanted to take a photo with the cast and crew, but they can't, which is a hilarious reason. They pointed out many things like, you didn't, you made a mess of the house, and one of the actors is bringing guests in, and one of the crew members is coughing, referring to Miles, but he didn't name Miles by name. I don't think they know who Miles is, like the house owners, but Miles was coughing, and Miles keeps saying that he's fine, and that got Justin sick, and Ken was a little sick too, but that's, again, hilarious. So in the second week, they went to a replacement house, thankfully. A little bit later, Ken spilled more tea about Jordan, the producer. I knew. Something's up with Jordan. So according to Ken, Jordan's been acting weird. Maddie, one of the girls of the class, apparently Jordan kept touching Maddie's shoulder. And then another French girl, Jade, she said that Jordan is harassing her, and Ken is really not okay with that. So, again, hilarious. Producers, when they get power and they want to, they essentially become horny, I think. Same with Birkin, same with Zach, same with Benny, honestly. Now Jordan, it happens, and that's what sucks about it. Producers getting too drunken in their power. So we entered the cinema again. I got some snacks. The first time we entered, I also got some snacks because I was dying of hunger. So right before leaving, there's lunch. My stomach's growling. I have no time to cook. So I immediately boiled 2 eggs. I already had an egg yesterday. Fuck it, I'll eat more eggs. I boiled 2 boiled eggs. I boiled 2 eggs, and then I just grabbed 2 pieces of white bread, 1.5 pieces of white bread from this, and I just stuffed it all in my mouth, and goddamn, it's fucking disgusting. The bread tastes like plastic, soggy, salty shit. It's fucking terrible. I've never had bread this bad. And then I had the 2 boiled eggs, which is fine. Boiled eggs is just boiled eggs. You can't fuck up boiled eggs. Put salt and pepper on it, chugged it into the mouth, that's it. It's so low calories, it's barely a lunch. I feel terrible, and everything sucks. So I bought myself a box of Milk Duds, which is like caramel candy. Never tried it before. But yeah, watched the movie, thought it was okay, a little bit underwhelmed. Then we had a discussion about the movie, and then we decided to eat dinner because I was dying of hunger. My stomach was hollow. It was hollowed out, and Ken was like, hey, you guys, do you want to get something to eat? And Cliff was like, yeah, I'm so hungry. Turns out Cliff only ate a coffee cake this morning, which is probably even worse than my situation. But then again, I get hungry real easily because I have very fast metabolism. Yeah, and then Elon's like, sure. So us 4 went to the food court, and me, Ken, and Cliff went to La Vaca, which is a Brazilian grill place. I've never tried it. Turns out it's actually really good. It's really expensive as well. I spent $22. Cliff spent $29. Cliff got so much food because he's mad hungry. Ken got a little food. Elon went to have Mediterranean grill, which also looked really nice. Falafels. And us 4, we just sat around a round table and we just ate and we just talked. And it's great. This is even more than I was hoping for when it comes to 4 people coming together and talking. We also talked a bit about my short film, and I don't want them to think like, oh, this guy asked us to come out together, and it's like, it's planned out by him. Like, he just wants to pull us together, and he's like the puppet master. He thinks he's the puppet master. That's not true. Cliff told me Elin's interested, and I'm like, oh, might as well ask Ken. But they're down. And then I told Elin, like, I'm scared to make a movie like this. But Elin's like, no, you cannot be scared. Classic American positivity, except she's not even American. And Ken was like, yeah. And he's actually Taiwanese. But there's just something about when you're in America, even if you're not American, you sort of have to be positive. And so they're both like, no, but you're doing well. Like, don't be afraid to make the first step, bro, So I'm like, yeah, fine, Like, I was like, I'm a little scared of making the short film. And Ken's like, do you want to be a director? But yeah, I have to start somewhere. And there's a logical step. Like, if I want to direct big movies with a lot of people, a lot of crew members, horror films with Asian themes, of course I have to do this. Of course I have to go through this. This is only a step to that. So I have to. We talked, and then I was going to call the restaurant this morning. I didn't do that. So when Elin asked me, I was just honest with her. I said, I haven't called. And Elin's like, you better do that. And then we talked about like cameras and lighting a little bit. Cliff talked about the lenses he just got. He doesn't have a zoom lens, which is a bit of a bummer. I mean, we can rent one. I mean, it's not too late to do that. But, yeah. So, there's that. Again, I was really awkward the whole way through. I was like, my short film, though. Sometimes I say jokes, and it just doesn't land. And then Elin asks why. And I'm like, no, but that's just a joke. And then, like, people are like, okay. It's just so bad. I'm just such a bad vibe today. I just seem so terrible today. But, yeah, it was still a very filling dinner. And it's very nice, because the last 4 days I've been eating air, I feel like. This is something good. This is good. It's a good meal, even though it's not like a great meal compared to anything I've eaten in Hong Kong, but still a great meal. When I was taking the Uber on my way to Century City, I looked at photos I took of my meals in Hong Kong. And I just think to myself, oh my god, the things I would do just to be able to eat those things again. And it's only been 5 fucking days since I've been back, and I'm already missing Hong Kong food. All of it. I just need to figure out a way to... I feel like my cooking gets better and better, but the thing is, the more I endure my own cooking, the more I dislike it. The more I just want, my home. So I'm thinking of creating a project where I analyze what exactly makes home cooking different from my cooking, and how I can implement that to my life here in the US, given that I can't go to the supermarket every day, unlike my helper, and B, given that I don't have some of the ingredients, how can I make the best of it? What sort of things can I do? So I'm planning of doing that. But after having the meal, we even went to Cinnabon. Cliff bought a bunch of cinnamon rolls. I bought one so that I can eat tomorrow morning, save myself some breakfast. It costs, but at this point, fuck it, yeah, and then we were stuck. As in, we're gonna say goodbye to each other. Ken is gonna drive Cliff and Elin home. I'm gonna take a bus home. I was low-key hoping that Ken would drive me home, but I know he wouldn't. So I'm gonna take a bus home. It was like 8:30. It was like 8. It's gonna take me like 1.5 hours to get home, but I still did. Hey, you know what? Not bad. At least I can listen to music and shit. And honestly, my way home was pretty fast. I don't want to call this home, but it is my base. My way to my base. My military base. Honestly, felt fast, but yeah. And I also asked Cliff what he's up to for Christmas. And he's like, oh, I don't know. My roommate's probably going to hold something. And I'm like, well, let me know because I don't want to spend time alone. And again, whenever I tell people that, it sounds like I'm begging. But it's like, Jesus Christ, I need to be somewhere. I could be sitting in my bedroom alone. And I realize I've never experienced Christmas in America aside from in 2021. But at that point, I was with my mom and my aunt. Last year, it was in Japan, and I was also with my family. Last year, 2020 Christmas, didn't go anywhere, obviously, but had a good dinner at home. 2019, 2018, it's all with my family. I've never experienced Christmas here. So, I don't know. If only I had a relationship or something, you know? But yeah, you know, it would be nice to hang out at Cliffs or whatever. So there's that. And tomorrow I'm gonna call a restaurant and let's see if I can do a bit of a location scouting with Cliff and Elin. Cause Ken is gonna go very soon. He's gonna go to somewhere else in California. Elin's gonna leave on the 28th. Ken is leaving on the 26th. Elin is on the 28th. So before the 28th, we need to do location scouting with her. So hopefully that goes well. I also Instagram DM'd Carly, no response. She didn't even read the message, which is scary. We're fucked. But on the brighter side of things, I texted Betty, hey, let me know if you find your passport. If you don't, it's fine, no pressure. I'll just go to Mexico myself. And then he didn't read the message, which again, basically ghosting me. I know he saw it. I know for a fact he saw it. He's just afraid of replying. And it's weird, because there literally is no pressure. Like, you're not pressured to come to Mexico with me. So I texted him again, like, hey, I'm thinking of going to Mexico on the 26th or the 27th, which is true. You know, again, if you can't find the passport in time, then whatever. And then he's like, no, we can make it happen. And I'm like, okay. And then on a lighter side of things, I told him about, I went to watch, you know, I hung out with Ken and Cliff and Elin. And he's like, nice. And that's it for today. I think I'm going to stay at home the whole day tomorrow. It's Christmas Eve. I don't think I'm going to go anywhere. 25th, hopefully, again, Cliffs. I think, you know what? I don't know if the stores are open tomorrow at USC Village, but I am interested in going to Ralph's again or going to Target again to buy shit. Ice cream, apples, more meat, luncheon meat. I'm not even a big fan of luncheon meat, but it's gonna help me so much. Salty breakfast, like bakery. If there's a bakery, please let me know. I'm just thinking of what sort of food do I usually eat again back in Hong Kong. During lunch, maybe some sort of vegetable. Try some. Maybe I should order wheat. Ribs, pork ribs. Again, you can't find that shit in Ralph's, but you can find that on, you know, on Wii. But I think I'm gonna stay home tomorrow, full day again, which is nice. And yeah, hopefully tonight I go to bed earlier, actually, for real. No bluffing.